I'm going to administer medicine that I hope will help. So here we go. Let's dive in. So first off, as soon as I hit this page, I just, the first question I have is, well, why should I make this a priority? Maybe I have in the back of my mind that that's something I want to do, but I'm like, okay, so what's the reason? What's the big rush here? And immediately, you're telling me what to do here, contract. So first of all, contract, I would never use that. And, in my 20 years when I was a sales rep, I learned through hard experience and from some mentors that just, the use of language like that can have a subtle effect. A term like contract has it has a meaning that can be softened by using the term agreement. So the word contract reminds me of lawyers. As soon as I see that, I go, oh man, attorneys, wow. And so you're taking me from this AdWords ad, where I'm guessing there's probably not a hugely, convincing complete message there, diving right into this thing and telling me that I've got a contract and deal with lawyers all of a sudden. So I'm immediately turned off. So I would definitely, at the very least, substitute that word. I'm going to suggest a whole different approach here in a minute, but just kind of responding to some of the things I see right off the bat. And so also, the thing about June 1st and our priority schedule, well, I don't really care about, some landscaping company's priority schedule, especially if I'm coming off an AdWords ad and I don't even know the company. So right there, I would also, start off with emphasizing, as a homeowner, what are my interests here? Talk about their pain first. There's a place for this priority thing. It's way towards the end of the message, but I would definitely start off, by entering the conversation that's already in the mind of the person who's likely to be reading this. So same with all of this other messaging here. The video is nice. Again, it needs to be further down in the message. And I wouldn't rely on it for all situations because I'm guessing you do more than just, or this company does more than just water features and things like that. And, somebody may look at that and say, well, that's not really what I needed. I just, wanted to have a new barbecue put in. And just one of my little pet peeves here, the way the video ends with related videos and inviting, the visitor to go to another page on YouTube, I would definitely change that. There's so many other good video services. Of course, YouTube is fine, if that helps, especially with SEO. I know there's some value there, perhaps. And there's a pretty simple, last time I checked, pretty simple code change you can make so that at the end of the video, it's taking you to either the next video for this company or it would just take you to a next step. For instance, if you used a service like Wistia, that will actually tell you on the video to click, and then that would take you to, let's say a page where you would schedule an appointment. And actually that's going to be the next point I think is really critical here is make, this whole idea of getting on somebody's schedule for a project that could cost tens of thousands of dollars. Maybe not that much, but, I think in many cases that's probably what you're looking for. Without a few steps in between is kind of like, meeting a nice lady in the bar and saying, boy, you look great, let's get married. It's just a lot to ask for all at once. So I think I would test making the focus of this landing page be an offer to come out and provide some type of a design service so that you could really see, the hidden beauty in your backyard, type of thing, let's say. Rather than, booking. I know there's this rush thing and you can bring that into the picture at some point. But like I said, I think the first thing is enter the pain points that your prospective client already has. And then I would ask for a much smaller, the smallest level of commitment, take the lowest step possible. Like Warren Buffett says, he prefers to jump over a low hurdle than a high hurdle. And your visitors will do the same. I think you'll get a better response with it. So that being said, I think then all of the rest of this, this copy here, let us help you realize the difference, best time. These are all good, and I think there's a place for these. And you've done some nice work here on, the testimonials are good, and the detailing as far as who the company is, having the picture here of the owner is great. The call to action, there's a lot about call to action here, but I'm not even close to being convinced I need this yet as a homeowner. Of course, the credibility icons here, those are good. Okay, so what would I do here? So first of all, like I said, there's this old saying, don't talk to me about your weed service, talk to me about my crabgrass. And so that'd be the first thing, like I already said, is start out with the visitor coming from this AdWords ad, or whatever it is. Where are they right now? What is their emotion? What is their interest in this thing? What do they believe about landscaping? And then I don't think you need to stress the urgency I wouldn't stress the urgency from the point of view of the company at all. I would start with, why would it be urgent for me as a homeowner to get this? So I think there's 7 steps that I would follow here. I'm going to pull up my little notepad here so you can kind of follow along. Is number 1 is show me why I need a better landscape. So if if I'm a homeowner, I may or may not realize that, but it's valuable information that I'd be interested in consuming if you can tell me why I need a better landscape first. I mean, that's one belief I need to have in order to go ahead with even scheduling, let's say, a design consultation. Second step is tell me why. So let's say I believe that I need a better landscape. Tell me why I need that landscape this summer and not next. Okay, so that's another belief I need to have in order to take the next step with you, is to believe that there's really is some time urgency for me as a homeowner. Third is somehow I would demonstrate that if the homeowner doesn't book something, let's say it is a design consultation. I think that's what I would recommend here is we make this landing page about a design consultation. Is if I don't do that now, and if I decide that I want to have this beautiful yard this summer that I'm about to discover is hidden back there, then if I don't do this now, I'm not going to have it. I'm going to have to wait, or it's going to cost me a lot more. So that being in place, if I now believe that I want a new landscape, this summer is the time to do it. If I don't book with somebody soon, I'm going to miss out. Now tell me about the process of finding a good landscape contractor. Don't tell me yet about your company, because I'm well aware there's a lot of different companies, and I'm probably thinking, like everybody, kind of the default thinking is, oh, I got to go get 3 bids, right? Let's see if we can short circuit that by talking about the process of finding, let's educate people on how to find the best landscape contractor, and then let's show them that, look, we're going to shortcut that whole process for you, because obviously when you look at the research and the data and all of the experience of all of our extremely delighted customers, you're going to conclude that here's the company for you, and you don't need to shop all over town and get all these bids, spend all this time. Just you can have us do it, and then prove the urgency of the situation. The other thing that oftentimes is missed is we make all these claims, but then we don't really provide the proof. Of course, I see you're doing that here with the testimonials, which I think is great in terms of company reputation and credibility. However, having the urgency of the situation proven with stories, if if this landscape contractor can tell a story or two about somebody who waited and then next summer it cost them $10,000 more, or they were having, that was the 1 year to have this 10-year family reunion, and they had to have it in this kind of ugly, barren backyard. That type of thing is going to carry the weight of the claims that you make. So I would do that. Maybe you can do that with some facts and figures, back that up, and also relate to the homeowner's own, experience. I mean, an analogy might be, hey, here's the deal. There's limited number of available, really competent professionals out there in the field. They're, like we are already booked up, and if you wait till the last minute when the hurricane is announced, you try to go down to the store and buy batteries, you're too late. So those are the types of things that you can use as proof of your claims of everything you've stated before. And then finally, hey, show me what to do next. This is where your call to action comes in, and show me what it is that what actions I need to take next. So just a few ideas for headlines here. So rather than, let's see, make beautifying your landscape a priority. So just a quick measure of how that works and how it doesn't. I like to use the 6 U's, or let's abbreviate to the 4 U's. So is it urgent? I don't really see anything urgent in here for me as a homeowner. Is it unique? Absolutely not. Anybody can tell me that. I could probably conclude that myself very easily. Is it useful? Maybe. If I've concluded that, I'd give it maybe a half a point for that. Is it specific? No, it's not specific at all. So to make this a stronger headline, just a few ideas here, and of course, you'll want to brainstorm and do some research on your market. I think that's where the really best ideas come from. But just a few ideas. So one might be playing on the idea of, we all know that costs are going up. I think generally people have a sentiment right now the economy is getting better, the Denver market is going nuts. And so it's easy to believe that if you don't act now, that it could cost you, considerably more. I just plugged in a figure here. We could make that 15,000 or even 50,000, depending on which neighborhoods you're in. And so a little mistake that cost one Denver area homeowner $5,472 last year. So if there was, especially if there's a real story you can use to back this up, I wouldn't just make this stuff up. I mean, find something that really backs that up, and then, kind of fill in the blanks there. But that gives it a sense of urgency, gives it specificity. It's very useful. And I think it's, it's got enough uniqueness to it that it's sort of newsworthy. Why there will never be a better time to improve your landscape. So this is more of sort of an informational approach, why you might be interested in that. And then kind of more metaphorical approach, discover the real treasure hidden in your backyard. So just some ideas to play with there, Jack. I hope this is useful, and let me know how it goes. Good luck.